Hi folks, welcome back to my channel. Today we are taking a look at probably the one figure I have been most excited for a very long time. This is the Legacy Evolution, Evo, whatever the hell you call it, Tarn figure. Who is Tarn? Tarn, there's two different Tarns that I'm aware of in the Transformers history. The second one is a character from Cyberverse who's the ultimate Decepticon. I don't know anything about him, I didn't watch the cartoon. The original Tarn. He is from Transformers in the More Than Meets the Eye comic books. Um, once Rodimus and his crew go off in the Lost Light, he is one of the three ongoing storylines. So you have the Lost Light storyline, you have the Scavengers, and then you have the Decepticon Justice Division. And then you end up with the fourth one with Fortress Maximus. But they all tie in and combine in all those storylines because how comic books work, everything ties together. And this is a fun one. Now, he is presented as an absolute terror for Transformers, Autobots, Decepticons, anyone alike. His whole job is to hunt down former Decepticons or Decepticons who broke certain rules and kill them. A big part of the mystery is just who Tarn really is and was, as he's shown to have ties to both Optimus Prime and Skids. And Megatron even states at one point that he drafted Tarn as a way to hurt Optimus. And it's eventually revealed that he is Glitch. No, not this Glitch, but a different Glitch, who is basically a member of an outlier group who are basically the IDW versus versions of the X-Men. They are Transformers with special abilities. His was he could shut down other machines. And kind of like Caliban in the X-Men comics, he gets a major upgrade. And instead of just shutting down machines, he could kill you with just his voice. And he becomes a protagonist antagonist for most of that series. And it eventually ends with his death. I'm not going to spoil more than that. I pretty much spoiled everything. But again, the big mystery, who he was, all that, it is worth reading. So let's take a look at this tank mode, because this is fantastic. You do get a kind of like goldish Decepticon symbol there. And you do get this cool design. It looks very Mad Max meets the future. You do get the underneath here. The amount of places where you can light pipe on this thing, you can find videos online of people just shining flashlights through this figure. It is filled with light piping gimmicks, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I can't get my head's light pipe to work, but other than that, my only complaint with this whole figure, this entire figure, I have two complaints actually, but my main complaint is the hands. The hands are just out here in the back, and that drives me nuts. I'm sorry, it does. But other than that, I don't have any other complaint. This piece, though, that makes me nervous. It's a piece of clear plastic, and it likes to pop off if you don't have the clearance done right. And sometimes you forget, and then it pops off, and you're going, shit, I hope I didn't break it. Shit, I hope I didn't break it. Sorry for the language. But yeah, Articulation in this mode, Articulation, he does have these two guns that go all over the place because of how these guns work. You do get this. Now, because this is part of the whole Evolution line, this is how you connect it. It goes through plugs. And then in robot mode, you can combine these to make a bigger gun. We'll get there when we get there. I'm going to try transforming them. I haven't done this one on camera yet. I haven't even attempted it. But you do have this wonderful set of hinges here that make the legs happen. And then you do have these hidden tabs. Like you have a tab on the arm here that basically lines up. And it doesn't always line up correctly, but when it does, it hides everything very well. As far as the hands go, you do have this whole piece here that just folds off and away, and then folds in, and now you have your original hand. And it's a beautiful way of hiding it. And I do like that you actually get this elbow joint that's different from other Transformers. I've never seen a joint like that on a Transformer before, at least not of this price range. And a big thanks to my buddy Brian, Xander Harris, who comments on my post. He was able to track this figure down for me. I have not. I saw it in the wild once the day I was moving, and he had already bought me it, so I didn't buy another copy. I could have, and then I could have sold it on eBay, but I'm just not that awful of a person. All right, so here's the part where we have some clearance issues. So you have to get these fully rotated without knocking this piece off. And trying to do this through the camera is easier said than done. Did I do it my first attempt here? Okay, I did. Then you just bring these down. Bring this down and around. The head is hidden back here. Use your thumb or something small. Come on. There we go. You're gonna bring the head up. Now the chest has to lock in. It doesn't always like to do so for me. And part of the trick to that is you gotta take the back panel here and get this in the exact right position, because this too has to lock in. When it does, for me at least, it'll actually lock the chest piece in. Let's see if I can get it to do it. It's gonna make a liar out of me because I'm trying to do this in a review. There's that. This got to go in. This has to go in. Bam, bam, bam. The feet are easy. Let's go ahead and raise the camera. Have it set up backwards. There we go. Let's go ahead and straighten up the camera shot here. And just look at this beautiful, beautiful figure. I absolutely adore this figure. This is everything I could want from a Tarn figure. Now, I do think Tarn should have been released originally as part of the Siege line, because he could have come with one of two other members of the Decepticon Justice Division. He could have come with the guy who transforms into the sniper rifle, whose name I'm blanking out on at the moment, or he could have come with Nickel. And I think that would have been cool, that we would have gotten, a Decepticon Minicon medic with this guy who is just here to kill and terrorize. And yeah, I mean, this is a cool figure. This is kind of what I wanted years ago when he first debuted. So I'm trying to get the hands just right. There we go. But yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at all this. I'm going to have to raise the camera up some more because he is a tall figure. I'm actually kind of surprised at his size. He's an old style figure almost. But let's go ahead and take a look. He does have that beautiful, beautiful Decepticon mask, which hides his real face. My light piping doesn't work because there's something wrong with mine, but if you shine a light through his head, you should get this beautiful purple, just like with everything else on this figure. Articulation is great. We'll start with the head. The head is on that ball joint, and because of how he transforms, you can go up and down just a little bit more than you should. Arms. Where did this gun go? Arms. You do get full range of motion. You just have to move the gun out. You do get that there, so he can go up. You do get additional bend here due to how it transforms. You saw me finicking with the arms while transforming them, so you do get that wide range of motion. You get hands that open and close. That is a big deal these days. Leg goes way far, goes way further back. You get that great knee bend. You get decent ankle tilt. He can do the splits. This is a fantastic figure, and you do get that wonderful, wonderful waist rotation, and then the guns back here move as well. So his evolution feature involves his guns. Let's go ahead and take this piece off. Basically, you plug it together, and now he's got a wicked long gun, which, due to how he has these hands here, you can actually open this up a little bit. I haven't done this yet, so you can actually get it so that he's holding it. Come on. It's making a liar out of me. Let's go like that. Go like that. You can't. Rest your trigger on my finger. Screw it. He gets a big gun. But his whole thing is he worships Megatron, and that was a huge part of IDW, is the whole thing about hero worship. And he basically worships Megatron, and does everything as an homage to him, including having not one, but two fusion cannons. And in many ways, he was the opposite of Ultra Magnus, in that where Ultra Magnus was the peacekeeper who ensured that Transformers were meeting the Tyrest Accord, weren't breaking any interspecies rules, whatever. He was the one who hunted down and killed any Decepticons breaking the rules. He was also a bureaucrat, very strict to the rules, very, very dedicated to the cause. And it made him much more of an interesting character. And again, he is a terrifying figure. He can go one-on-one with Phase Sixers and kill them. And he can even take on Grimlock. Granted, Grimlock at the point was almost mindless and catatonic. But I am ecstatic. This figure is great. I mean, look, there is no backpack. None. None. This is phenomenal for a modern figure. And I'm a guy who doesn't mind backpacks. But there is none there other than where his guns go. And yes, you can plug his gun back there and store it back there if you wish. So, I mean, this is fantastic. They literally took the comic book design and made a decent figure out of it. And I'm very, very glad, because this thing is cool. This is what I've always wanted to see them do with the IDW comics, is make these cool figures. And I have the Japanese IDW Skids figure. I have that somewhere. And I can't wait to dig it out and just put these two together, because they hate each other and they're enemies. And yeah, this is great. This is probably one of the best Transformers mainline figures we have seen in a decade. And it's just not my opinion either. There's been a lot of people online saying the same thing, or at least saying it's the best one out of the Legacy figures. This is a figure to get if you can get it. Again, high articulation, comic book accuracy. The light piping is insane. If I were to shine a light through it right now, you would see a bunch of different lights. And you can make it even better by popping his back panel off and then shining a flashlight through, because then it makes his whole chest light up. And I really wish I had a picture showing you that, but I can't do that with my camera at the moment. But thank you very much for watching. Please comment down below. Tell me whether you plan on getting this figure. Tell me what you like, what you don't like, and what you want to see next. Thank you.